guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to share my July favorites with you, and I'm just going to go ahead and start with them. This time I'm going to start with food, and the first item is an old favorite that I was able to find after years and years of not having it, and it is a chocolate angel food cake. Now, normally I like to show you things that haven't been half eaten, but I was very excited about this because, like I said, I hadn't had it in years, and it is the absolute most delicious, rich, chocolatey, indulgent cake. And what's beautiful about it is that because it's an angel food cake, it has a lot less like calories and fat. Let me just read you some stats on this particular one. It's 7 slices in this thing. It's 190 calories per slice, 1 gram of fat. It is 0 cholesterol, and the sugar is really high. It's 32 grams, and it's definitely got the sweetness factor. But it is basically, it's got all of the benefits of an angel food cake, which is that it is much lighter, and even though it feels so indulgent, it's really still a little bit healthier than like your traditional chocolate cake, which is going to have a lot of fat, a lot of cholesterol. So unlike an angel food cake, though, I feel like this has a richness to it. I think angel food cake is amazing because it's kind of like light and airy. This is still light and airy, but it also has a richness to it, which I know sounds sort of like it can't be both things, but it really can. One last thing I'll say is I always thought that a chocolate angel food cake was called a devil's food cake, and it might actually be the very same thing. But I know that I've had things labeled devil's food cake that I did not enjoy nearly as much, so I'm starting to think that maybe they are two separate things. If you know the answer to this question, which is devil's food cake the same as chocolate angel's food cake, please comment below, because I've had this conversation and I did a little research online, and I feel like there's a lot of conflicting answers that I was finding, and I don't know the answer. All I know is this tastes infinitely better than anything I've ever eaten that was labeled devil's food cake. And if you have a chance to get your hands on it, please do. I got mine from Whole Foods. I live in Massachusetts, and they used to have this when I lived in Boston itself. They used to have this every single time at every single Whole Foods I went to. The Whole Foods I go to now, this is the first time I've seen this in a while. So I don't know if you're going to have as easy a time finding it, but if you see it, definitely get it. And if you have a really good bakery that is selling something called a chocolate angel's food cake, I highly recommend you try it. It does not look beautiful. Like when you see it, it's sort of like any angel's food cake where you look at it and you're like, no, thank you. But then when you eat it, you're glad you did. So definitely check that out. The second item is a sort of a health food item, and it is this organic protein shake from a company called Orgain, which I discovered recently. This is the vanilla bean vegan one, and I'm not a vegan. I just happened to try this when I was at Whole Foods, and it was just so absolutely delicious that I was blown away, because I find protein shakes to be really awful tasting. No matter what you do, you could add your favorite fruits, you could add honey, you could do whatever you want. I just think that they're absolutely appalling. And this one actually tasted good, and I was surprised because, first of all, they never taste good, and second of all, because it was vegan and dairy-free, I kind of expected it to be really thin and even worse tasting than the traditional like powdered ones that you do yourself, or even some of the other ones that I've purchased and tried. But it's really delicious, and it is also gluten-free, non-GMO. It's 21 grams of protein, and it's USDA organic. So I just think if you're looking for something like this, definitely check this out. I got it at Whole Foods, and I'm pretty sure since they were promoting it there that it's probably available at Whole Foods all over the country. But if I were you, I would just check everywhere, and I'll put whatever information I have down in the description box below. So if you're interested, that you could check it out. But really, I was blown away by the flavor, because I did not expect it to taste good at all, and I certainly didn't think, I thought I was more humoring the lady, but I ended up buying it, and then I ended up buying it again this week. The one thing is that they're close to $4 each. I think, for me, I find that to be ridiculously expensive for something that you're going to drink one time, then you're going to want another one tomorrow when you go to the gym the day after. But that being said, pretty much everything that you buy that's healthy is going to be more money. So that's kind of for up to you to decide. They're promoting it right now, so I've seen like coupons at Whole Foods for like $1 off. So I feel like now's your chance to try it if you want to. By the way, this video is not sponsored by anybody, and none of these products were given to me. I purchased every single thing with my own money. I'm just sharing things with you that I think are worth knowing about because I like to hear other people's favorites and I like to share mine. So the next item is from Boston Olive Oil Company. Now, I got a teeny little bottle of olive oil this time, but usually I get the full size and they're about this big. So your traditional olive oil bottle. And the reason I got a little one this time is just because I have just such a habit of like getting overly excited about oils and balsamics, and then I'll buy the full size, and then I will literally have an entire counter full of olive oils, and I will end up using like one or two of them regularly, and the rest are just like for kicks, I guess. And so this time I decided to just get the teeny little one, even though I know this one's my favorite, and this is the one that I actually finished last time, and it is the Milanese Gremolata. And what I love about this flavor is that it is basically, I want to say it's lemon zest, parsley, and garlic. I think those are the things that make up a real gremolata. And what you do is you finely chop all this stuff, and it's like really fragrant and super flavorful. And then you kind of put it over your soups or your stews or whatever it is that you're eating, and it just makes everything taste amazing. So you could eat something that's kind of so-so and put this on there, and it's going to be phenomenal. And this olive oil replicates that flavor really beautifully. I tend to use it on open-faced sandwiches that are like not a turkey sandwich or a tuna sandwich, but like an open-faced tuna that's just kicked up and a little bit more elegant and gourmet. I also use it on salads. You don't even really have to make a salad dressing. You could just do this. But certainly if you're making a salad dressing with like a vinegar and an oil, you're kind of done. You don't even need to add anything else. These are really good. I like all of their olive oils. Like pretty much every one I've tried is delicious. So if you do decide you're interested, go to the website. I'll put the information below and see all of the flavors that they have. And if you happen to live in Boston or be visiting Boston, it's on Newbury Street. So it is very easy for you to visit because pretty much if you're visiting Boston, you're going to be visiting Newbury Street. So I would highly recommend checking it out. You can try anything right then, there and then, and get a sense of what you really like. So my last foodie item is something that is really just for my fellow New Englanders because you will not be able to get your hands on this unless you are in a New England state. And to be honest, I don't know how far the range is of this dairy. I just know that I have lived most of my life in eastern Massachusetts and we can always find this. And it is Hood Brand's Cottage Cheese, and this one is honey and pear flavored. Now, I am like a dairy fanatic, which by the way is why I was so blown away by that vegan shake I showed you a few minutes ago because if it's something that can be made of dairy, I want it to be made of dairy, and when it's not and I like it, that's a big deal. I'm one of those people that can tell the difference between like Hood milk and other brands of milk. And if it's other brands of milk, I'm really disappointed because it's not Hood. And I feel the same way about the cottage cheese, like to the point where I'm kind of fanatic about it. Like since I was a little kid, I really want it to be like Hood large curd cottage cheese because that's my favorite. And I don't usually buy flavored cottage cheeses, but the one thing that I do put on cottage cheese is pears and balsamic, which if you haven't tried it, you absolutely should. It is absolutely delicious. I recommend the jarred pears from Trader Joe's and pretty much any balsamic that you really like. This doesn't taste like that. However, I was inspired to buy it because it was had a pear flavor to it. And the funny thing is the first time I tried it, honestly, I was disappointed because it didn't taste like what I thought it was going to taste like. It didn't have that kind of grainy, jarred pear sort of flavor, and the honey wasn't quite there the way I thought it would be, which is okay because I'm not like a big honey person the way some people really love the flavor. But when I ate it like the second time, I realized that I really loved the flavor. It is really delicious, and there are little pieces of pear there, so there's definitely that for texture. But I think if you're going in looking at it to taste like honey and pear, you may or may not find that to be the right taste of what you're expecting. But if you go in just expecting something really lovely and sweeter than a traditional cottage cheese, I think you're really going to like this and it's worth trying. So I have actually purchased this dozens of times in the maybe 5 or 6 months that this product has been out. I discovered it over like late winter, early spring, and dozens of times. I mean, that there's like been tons of these containers in my recycling bin. So I'm definitely a fan. If you're a New Englander and you have access to Hood, check it out. If you're not a New Englander, I'm sorry, you won't be able to get it unless you visit, and you're probably not buying cottage cheese from the grocery store. But you're a foodie, check it out. The next item is this lotion from the company called Cake. This is my second cake item that I've gotten from an Ipsy Glam bag. This one's called Deserted Island, and this one's actually a Supreme Body Mousse, whereas the other one that I received was a proper hand cream. I'm using both of them as hand creams, and I think that they're both a really good quality, and they both have really delicious sweet candy cake type of scents. This one to me smells, it's called Deserted Island, and it smells like a creme brulee or like a caramel sort of scent. The other one reminded me more of cake, but they both smell great. And I think what is really appealing about this company is that they're cruelty free, they're paraben free, they're non-GMO, they don't use petroleum, and this one has a bunch of really cool stuff in it, like coconut oil, mango butter, aloe vera extract, macadamia seed oil, sunflower oil, vitamin E. So they're just really, they seem to be really working to make like a good quality product with a lot of those ingredients that we're really excited about these days. The next item is this eyeliner right here, and it's from Ciate, and it is the Wonderwand Gel Kohl eyeliner. If you saw my Ipsy Glam Bag video, which you can see by clicking on the link above my head, you would know that this is probably the thing I was most excited about in that video. It is a really wonderful, more traditional style pencil eyeliner, which sometimes I miss. My favorite is the Kat Von D liquid eyeliner. It's called the tattoo eyeliner, but sometimes you just want a traditional pencil, you know, one that you could kind of play around with, smoke out, smudge out, and just play with. And these I find are better for the waterline. I don't ever use any sort of liquid type of eyeliner or marker type of eyeliner for the waterline. And I really liked the color. And normally when I have a black, I want it to be really, really deep black. But there's something about this black that I really appreciate. For one thing, it is gel-like, and so it is so creamy and smooth, and it will not drag on your eye, which is my biggest pet peeve about traditional eyeliner, is when they're really hard and they drag and you have to like use a lighter or like do 10 other things to get them to work. This one doesn't drag at all, and the color has a warmth to it that I think is really attractive on the eye. So it's not the blackest black, which is usually my favorite if you're gonna have a black eyeliner. This one has a deep gray tone to it, so it gives a little warmth to the eye, and I just feel like it makes your eye look a little bit softer than when you're using a straight black or when you're using a really deep hard black. So it's a really beautiful color. It's about as soft as I want to go on the black, but the color is just so spot on, and it just looks beautiful, I think, near my skin tone. And then this one also had a little brush that you can play with. It's just an angled brush, and if you wanted to kind of like just play with it, move it around, and I suppose if you really wanted to, you could just dip this in eyeshadow and do that little trick as well. But I more use this just to move the eyeliner around, and the packaging is just beautiful. Like, it's got little stars on the cap, and it's just the contrast from the deep black to all the silvers is just beautiful packaging. So I was really happy with this. But my favorite of my favorites, if I could only pick one thing, is what I'm going to show you last, which is this Clinique Chubby Stick. And these are the Moisturizing Lip Color Balms, and this one is in Whopping Watermelon. I am madly in love with this. Now, I love the Clinique Chubby Stick foundations, but to be honest with you, I never would have purchased this on my own. I got this in my most recent Sephora play bag, which is in the link above my head if you'd like to watch that one. And this is fantastic because it is very moisturizing, which I love in a lip product. It is very light, almost like you're wearing your favorite chapstick, you know, one that's not too heavy. It just makes you feel moist and light and clean, like you're not wearing any makeup at all, just a chapstick. I can wear it as a lip topper over a darker color. So like, for example, I could put it over this color right now. And it just adds a little something and just kind of completes the look. I can also wear this with liners, so I can kind of build a color look. And I think I build colors all the time with lip liners, but there was something about putting this particular pink over whatever lip liners I used that was just gave it something a little bit extra, because there's just a quality, like a slight milky quality to this pink that just makes your lip look more complete and finished than if you're using like a lip gloss or anything else like a chapstick to, you know, create a look with lip liners. And then the last thing, and probably my favorite thing about this, is when you're having like a natural day where you're not wearing any makeup at all. You know, it's sort of like hair in a bun, clean, moisturized skin. And you know, sometimes you just have, it's almost like your best day. Like you have this nice little glow to your skin and everything looks good, but sometimes you just want a little something just to make it look like you carried yourself that way on purpose, as opposed to, you know, like I didn't feel like putting on makeup today and I don't feel like doing my hair. Sometimes you can pull yourself together on a no makeup day that almost makes you look nicer than when you do a full face of makeup. And this color was really nice for that because, like I said, it has a little bit of a milkiness to the pink, and there's just enough color that it like evens out your lip so that it looks finished, even though it's not a lipstick, it's not a lip gloss, it's not any of those things, but it has just enough of what it has going to just make you look just a little bit more pulled together. And because it is so light and moisturizing, you don't feel like you're wearing lipstick. So you still feel like you're having a clean, natural day. And this color, it's really interesting because I favor nudes. In the last few videos, I've been doing, like today I have a hot pink lip. Yesterday I had, I want to say like a fire engine red, and last week I had 2 videos where I'm pretty sure I did like more of a red. I'm more just playing around, but really almost every time I put on makeup I do nudes. And what was interesting about this is neither a nude, it is a proper pink, but nor is it like a hot pink or like falling to that category of where you're getting those vibrant hot pink fire engine reds. It's just this nice neutral little milky proper pink color that I really haven't, I don't remember ever wearing colors like this, and I'm really surprised how much I like it and how flattering it was. So I'm definitely going to be using this till it's down to the last drop, and I will absolutely repurchase this. The only thing that will bum me out is if Clinique decides to like get rid of this color, which I just hope they don't, because I just think if your skin tone is anything like mine, definitely check out the Whopping Watermelon. I think this is going to be flattering on everybody. I can't say that for sure because I know everyone's different, but I think this will look really nice on fair skin. I think this looks really nice on deep skin, but I'm definitely madly in love with it on my skin tone and on my lips. So this is kind of the winner of everything, even though honestly I love everything that I showed you. They're definitely all favorites, but this is the one that I think I'm most excited about if I could pick one. So at any rate, those were my favorites for July. Please comment below if you've tried any of these items or if you plan on trying any of them. I'd love to hear your thoughts. While you're down there, please like this video and please subscribe to my channel. There is a red subscribe button. You just click on it and you will be a subscriber. And if you click the little bell next to the subscribe button, it will alert you every time I post a video so that you and I can stay connected. I love spending time with you, and I look forward to spending more time with you in the future. So I hope you have a great day, and I hope we get to spend more time together soon. Take care.